What I love about men, I love how they are smart and they're dumb all at the same time. Like, they can program a remote, right? But then they can't have a single idea about what to get their best friend for a birthday present, even though they've known them for 17 years. I love how men are so vain, yet they're too vain to show it. For example, let's just say one morning you yawn your way into this strange bathroom. You rummage around for the dental floss, because that's really important, and then you disturb this bottle. Whoa, it's Rogaine! Next to the Just for Men. Okay, bathroom cabinets are the custodians of profound secrets. The next dinner party you go to, I dare you to do this. But don't say I dare you. Just go and sneak into the bathroom at your host's house, open up the cabinet, and check out what's in there. Try. Medicines and cosmetics will tell you all you need to know about people, and then some. Health and beauty, the two things right now that money can't quite buy. Who knew that glamorous cougar, he wears dentures. And that guy you just fucked, he's got erectile dysfunction. Oh yeah, so when you were going to the bedroom, he detoured to the bathroom. You thought he was going to brush his teeth for you. He was necking the little blue pills. Another thing I love about men, they're unpredictable penises. Like candy. They come in every conceivable shape, size, color, flavor. Like candy, they reward assiduous sucking. And for God's sake, who doesn't like candy? Seriously. Y'all like candy? I love some candy. Heads up. Come on. Stuff flying at you. It's never happened. Hey. Whoa. 2 more and I'm done. Here you go. All right, so I knew this guy, and he had balls the size of his dick. Seriously, longer actually. He was really good at giving head, and I think, well, it had to be some sort of Darwinian mechanism, right? He's compensating for those really wacky, low-slung ball things. Testicles. I also knew this other guy who, when his penis was erect, it looked like a baseball bat. Okay, seriously. Okay, not quite the size. He didn't have to worry about that, though. But it was large at the top, and then it kind of slendered toward the bottom, right? Anyway, it looked a little bit like a club, sort of like if you have Captain Caveman and he's running late for work, he might run by and grab Jim's dick by mistake. Here's some other things I love about men. Jim and his World Series dick, for sure. Mike and how he held my hand when he slept. Paul Newman and Robert Redford in Butch and Sundance. Dashiell and his morning push-ups. Okay, so I would sit on his back, he'd do his push-ups, but he would pretend that I weighed nothing at all, that I wasn't even there. But I knew because he was breathing that little bit harder. Andy's extensive collection of electronica from the 90s on a mini disc. Bill's biceps. Lenny's limericks, and he would write them for me for every birthday, even after we broke up. Abe's abs. I love men, and I loved these men. What I love about women. Where to begin, right, guys? Okay, I love a lot of things about women, but these are the things I love the most. I love that women see beneath the surface of things, at least when it comes to people they fall in love with. Men are very image-based. They're very visual. Women were more verbal. I mean, think about it. If you pick up some men's porns, it's full of pictures, right? Tits, ass, pussy, back to tits again. It's an endless cycle. It's like traffic signals. Red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green. Pussy, tits, ass. Pussy, tits, ass. Okay. You get the picture. But for women, if you think back to 50 Shades of Grey, there's no pictures. It's words, except for that cover. There's a freaking necktie on it. Come on, seriously. A necktie? I know from experience, neckties are not that erotically charged. Okay. Unless you use them for tying someone up. Okay, all right. I give you that. But I digress. Women go beyond looks. Not for themselves, though, sadly enough. Show me a woman who is completely comfortable with her body, and I will point you out to the post-op transsexual. Women imagine that a saggy ass, mismatched boobs, and a giant zit could genuinely mean that nobody will ever, ever love them. But men know better, especially the straight men. You know how sometimes you're walking along and then you see this stunningly gorgeous woman, and she's with a guy who looks like a bullfrog made love to a massive dog, quite frankly. Okay, so you might think she's got to be some gold-digging tramp, but it's just as likely that maybe she's dating him and there's no cash incentive at all. Maybe she honestly thinks that he is the hottest man on God's green earth. That it was his passion for Japanese haiku, vintage cars, and tattoos that brought her in the first place. And I am willing to bet you that that girl would never in a million years call herself beautiful. But her boyfriend, she would call him handsome. Tits. I love tits. Let's not forget about tits. Okay, you might call them breasts, boobies, jugs, memories, milkshakes, lady loves, and then all kinds of other more respectable and poetic names. You ask a straight guy, what kind of tits do you like? And you know, he's probably going to sit there and go, well, and then he's going to tell you a cup size. But the truth is, if you love women at all, if you love women, you will love all tits. Lesbians know this, right, girls? Yeah. See? Tits are tits, just like dicks are dicks. And while you may have personal preferences about tits, kind of like pizza toppings, it's all good. Large, small. Hard, soft. Matronly, perky, flat high, low hung and heavy, splayed out. Stretch marked even. I love round nipples. I love black nipples. I love those soft pink nipples that remind me of puppies' noses. I love pierced ones and saucer-sized ones, and I love the ones that are the size of my thumbprint. I love tits. They are, quite simply, awesome. Yeah? Cunts too, they're wonderful, but they're a little bit more hidden, like in the bathroom cabinet scene. So I'm kind of thinking I still like the tits better because there's this unavoidable out there-ness with tits. They're just out there. It's simply impossible to ignore a wonderful pair of tits walking down the street. So whether you are male, you're female, your eyes are irresistibly drawn to them. They are literally fascinating. And that guy's looking up to avoid looking at my tits. It's okay. Here's some things I love about women. I love Sarah Bean and how she crochets scarves. There was one time I was away for a business trip for 3 months, and she crochets when she's sad. By the time I got back, she sat me down, kissed me, wrapped a 17-foot-long scarf that she had made around my neck a dozen times, and then she said, please, please, don't ever go away again like that. But I had to. There was Frida. She was my first girlfriend. My girl Friday, I used to call her, and she would slip these handwritten love notes into my locker at school, but she would write all kinds of, she put in misspellings so that everyone would think I was dating some sort of remedial student when actually she was the smartest girl in the entire school. I also never met a guy who was as fond of practical jokes as Frida was. You've got Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis and Thelma and Louise, Amanda's hats, of which she had hundreds, and she wore a new one for every date we ever went on, and they were all as beautiful as she was. Lamorna's clitoris, pink and fleshy, like a miniature dick. You could roll it around your mouth like candy corn, and it tasted just as sweet. Eve's Adam's apple. Soraya's teeny tiny little waist and her broad hips. It was like looking at an Indian Barbie doll. Jennifer's habit of doing advanced math problems when she couldn't sleep at night. I love women, and I loved all these women. What I love about you. I love that when you shout at me for no apparent reason, that you think twice about it, come back to me in 15 minutes, and you apologize. You apologize and you say to me, let's never fight again. I love that when you hug me so tight. It's just a little bit too tight. I love it. I love that you've got this awe, this enthusiasm, this wonder in your eyes that never fades when you talk about sex. I love that you are so fucking awesome at fucking. I love that sometimes you wear mismatched socks just to see if I'm paying attention. And I love that I don't have to ever say if you're male or female. It just doesn't matter. I love men and I love women. And most of all, I love you.